Hi, my name is Lisa, also known as Pepstar, and I do a lot of the BJD face-ups out there. And this is going to be a new project. Don't know how it's going to turn out, but for the longest time I've been looking for the appropriate size drum set. I can find bass guitars and I can find guitars out there that actually fit the larger BJD dolls, but drum kits you just can't find. So a friend suggested I look into this set. It's called the desktop drum set. Now you're only basically getting 3 drums, 1 stand, and a cymbal. So what I did was I bought 2 of them to combine, and I'm going to have to just totally renovate this set. This is what it looks like in person, if you can see it. There's no way that a typical rock drum set, for instance, has 3 snare drums. So I'm going to utilize those snare drums, keep one, and attempt to turn 2 of them into different drums, as well as the tom here. I will probably take one of those apart as well and turn it into a floor tom. It only has 2 cymbals. Somehow I'll have to either create or find something similar to use as the cymbals. These actually make noise if you want to, play with them. It comes with these really crummy plastic drumsticks, which I'm not using for the BJD dolls. I've actually made drumsticks of my own to use. But again, and I'm no drummer, obviously. They all have interesting sound, but your doll's not going to be actually drumming them. If he is, I'd probably be running for the hills if he does that by himself. Again, okay, so this is what I'm starting with, and we'll see what happens when I actually start creating the other drums, the bass drum, for instance, which I'll have to use something totally different for the bass drum, and what will happen when I create individual stands and such for these, because you can see they only have 2 stands. They're lousy plastic stands. Of course, these are cheap drum sets, but we needed something that was a 1/3 size scale for the larger BJDs, and there's just really nothing else out there. So here they are. This, by the way, the innards, these pieces are plastic, and I'm not quite sure. That's probably a form of plastic, some sort of just metal, don't know. These are plastic stands, and these pieces in here are nothing more than just really just cardboard. I took one apart, as you see, and this is kind of what it is. So we can create using other cardboard, and we shall attempt that. So I'll be back after I've started creating, and if it goes the way I want it to go, and we'll continue the video then. Thanks. Okay, just a quick update on where I'm at the moment. I've basically done a little bit more research on drum kits, and I've decided to take apart the entire set. The larger drums that came with this desktop drum set, I'm going to turn into floor toms. So, they were this long, and no, I'm going to have to make them a lot longer. So the cool thing is that, you have these parts that once disassembled, you can then use as templates, and that's what I've done over here. And I'm just using regular poster board, and it doesn't matter on the color. I just picked up the cheapest one. Of course, it was like bright pink, but then again, at least you can see it. I've created these templates, holes matching these pieces down here so they can fit into one another. So these are going to be the 2 toms here, the larger toms, and then these are going to be smaller toms obviously, like I said before, you can't have really more than one snare. So I'm turning 3 of those snares into toms. And I'll be using one of these that came with the original larger ones also for a smaller tom. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. My next step is, well, what am I going to do with these now? Do I just paint them? No, I'm not going to just paint them. I'm actually attempting to texturize first. I've decided to, I'm probably going like way over my skill level here. I'm going to attempt to redo this entire set. I can't find affordable tripod stands for the drums and the cymbals, and it would be really crazy to even attempt to make those myself out of metal, because let's face it, there's only so much I can do. So I've come up with this whole idea. I did a little bit of research on Google, found a kit that I really liked. It was totally custom. I'm going to attempt it. So that means I'm going to have to build all the stands for each drum and cymbal. Again, the set only came with 2 cymbals. Those are going to be the crash cymbals. I don't have a hi-hat cymbal. So I've ordered a couple of cymbals off eBay. It'll take a while to get here, so obviously I'm not going to be able to get this done completely by the time I finish this video. These stands that came with the set are pointless. They only they're only good for that one drum size, and they don't even tilt. They're like straight up. A lot of drum sets have a tilt to them, so that's what I'm going to be attempting to do when I build the stands. So that's where I'm at right now. I'll be back to show you the next step when it's completed.